Today I'm going to teach you how to make a bedside table. Yes, you heard me correctly. This is a bedside table made from bread bins. This is a viral TikTok trend. I'll tag the original creator below for you. Let's get started. And don't forget, if you love DIY hacks, how-tos and follow-along projects where I show you everything that goes wrong, I'm DIY with Emma. Don't forget to hit subscribe. To be able to use it as one cupboard rather than two separate areas, I'm going to suggest that you take out the bottom of the bread bin. This bit. I'm going to mark it so I don't end up taking the wrong piece out. You're going to want to start by drilling a hole into the bottom piece of wood, and then you can use a saw. It doesn't need to be electric, it can be a hand saw to be able to saw through the wood so you can pop it out. Now you've popped at the bottom, you're going to want to put something to cover your surfaces because we're going to be using some glue and you don't want to get it on your surfaces. There's lots of different types of glue that you could use, but this is the one that I'm going to use. It's a contact adhesive. It just means that it sticks really well and quite quickly. You apply it onto the surface and you leave it for about 20 minutes until it's touch dry. I'm going to apply it with this brush. After about 20 minutes, when it becomes touch dry, you can stick these two sides together, use some clamps to keep it in place and wait for it to dry. I'm going to put 2 clamps at the front and 2 clamps at the back.
You could also choose here to add a piece of wood in between the clamp pads and the bread bin wood, as when you press clamps quite hard it can actually mark the wood. And here I'm just making super sure that they're straight with each other, so that when it's finished the top is going to be completely flush.
Are these clamps going to be big enough? That's the question. No! No! Just slightly too small. That's annoying. Get a bigger clamp. I have some wood primer that I'm going to use first. Quite a lot of paints that you can get these days, you don't actually need to put a paint primer on to be able to start painting. But I'm going to put one on as the wood soaks up quite a lot of moisture, so you end up using quite a lot of your nice paint. And you could just use a much cheaper undercoat and have the nice colour on top and use less of it. So I'm going to put this on first. I actually quite like to use my roller handle as an easy way to mix it, and I just wipe it off at the end. Okay, spin this around. You'll take off these clamps and you'll notice there's a bit of excess glue on there. I'm just going to get a sanding pad and just gently sand it off. You might want to apply a little bit of wood filler in some of the gaps. This gap actually isn't that large, so I could just paint over it and look quite natural to the piece. But I'm going to put just a tiny bit of wood filler in. Once this dries, you can go ahead and just sand off the top so that it's flush. So I'm just going to go ahead and apply this base layer of primer. And once this is done, I'll leave it a few hours for it to dry, and then I'll come back with the top coat. After this first coat has dried, you might want to go over it with a very light sandpaper, something around 340 grit. And the reason for that is because when you put the paint on there, something happens called raising the grain. And that basically means the wood swells because of the moisture from the paint, and small little fibres of wood sort of poke up. And when you go over with a light sand, it just takes those fibres off and makes it a much smoother finish. It's finally dry after 2 coats of paint, and I'm also going to add a layer of furniture varnish. And I'm going to add this because the paint that I've used isn't designed especially for wood, so it's not waterproof. So I need to add this because then when you put your cup on top of it, you don't get one of those nasty rings. Let's go. This is where we've got to. It's been covered with a couple of layers of paint, it's also been covered in some varnish, and this is now all dried. I'm going to stick these feet on. I will put a link in the bio below where you can find these. You might like to choose your own feet. They're relatively inexpensive. I'm going to do 2 at the back, like this. And obviously the front is curved, so there's no obvious place to put them because the corner would be there, and that just looks strange. So I'm going to move them in slightly and back slightly. So I'm going to put them there, and then they will stand correctly. And when you're screwing them in, keep in mind that this piece of wood here isn't actually that thick. So the screws I'm going to be using are not very deep. So these are the screws I'll be using. So now the legs are screwed in. This is the really exciting part. Oh, get to turn it over and see what it actually looks like. Oh, it's the simple things. There we go. That cost me less than 50 quid. It's bespoke, it's the colour that I wanted, and I'm going to go stage it upstairs now. A bedside table made from bed bins. Okay, well now we've popped out the bottom, I've put them on this.
Is it facing me that whole time?